Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. What shocks and surprises can fans expect on Smackdown as the WWE prepares for its Elimination Chamber event? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 11th February edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest wrestling news and rumors you need to know, including Tony Khan talks Shane McMahon in AEW, WWE wants ROH champion, Jey Uso's heartwarming exchange with a fan, Ronda Rousey added to Elimination Chamber, and more. The good. Naomi shines. Tonight was a good night for Naomi as it reminded the WWE Universe that she can have a bright future if properly utilized. Indeed, fans finally got to see Naomi shine someplace besides her dazzling ring entrance, with the former two-time SmackDown Women's Champion putting on a great performance against SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, and major props to the Queen for putting in a strong performance as usual. This was Naomi's best match to date, which once again invites the question, why isn't she being pushed? While the WWE's plans to have Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey dominate the championship picture for the next year seem obvious, that shouldn't rule out some strong programs for Naomi, though it's a shame that WWE is so fixated on long-term championship reigns for its women that it won't even mention the idea of someone besides the WWE's new Trinity holding the belts. Roman Reigns' limitless ego. Universal Champion Roman Reigns proved again that he knows how to get heel heat with his outrageously egotistical promos, as seen by tonight's bold boast about World Championship Wrestling. The Tribal Chief's interview about his upcoming match against Bill Goldberg saw him point out that Goldberg's run in WCW was impressive, but not as impressive as it would have been had Reigns been working there, as WCW would still be in business. The head of the table's hilarious boast was a good way to continue his portrayal of an arrogant heel, although WWE should have had Reigns tone down his attack on Goldberg as it focused too much on Dollar Bill's age, especially when you consider WCW has been gone for over 21 years. New Day rock, and so do Los Lotharios. Tonight's match between New Day teammates Kofi Kingston and Big E and Los Lotharios was an exciting event with fast-paced tag team work and a surprise win for Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Los Lotharios are an exceptional tag team that the WWE needs to continue pushing, and judging from their match against the New Day, they have an undeniable chemistry with the veteran team. The WWE would do well to set up a feud with these two teams. On a side note, Los Lotharios' new gimmick of kissing a lucky woman at ringside will hopefully have a payoff down the road when they kiss the wrong person, much like what happened during ravishing Rick Rude's feud against Jake the Snake Roberts. The bad. Sloppy sound. WWE is known for their superior production values, but its sound has been sloppy lately when it comes to piping in the fans' cheers. Tonight's segment with the Viking Raiders featured cheers that were clearly piped in. As scary as the counterfeit cheers were, fans have to wonder if the Viking Raiders are perceived so poorly by WWE that they feel the need to sweeten their segments. The tale of the missing tag titles. Amelia Earhart, DB Cooper, Jimmy Hoffa. Does the WWE need to add the women's tag team champions to the list of famous missing people? While the champions have been seen on Raw, fans would have to think hard to recall when the belts were last defended by Queen Zelina and Carmella. Granted, Wrestlelamia has no problem if Carmella never steps into a wrestling ring again, but the WWE needs to decide what to do with its troubled tag team division. Shockingly stupid. Tonight's segment between Sami Zayn and BFFs Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs was shockingly stupid, as Zayn dispatched Rick Boogs with a gimmicked microphone that zapped the rocker, allowing Zayn to attack Nakamura while the IC champion checked on his fallen friend. The shocking segment might have worked, especially as it fits in well with Sami Zayn's devious character and his recent association with Jackass Forever's Johnny Knoxville, but the WWE turned it into an over-the-top moment with the stupid sound effect that accompanied it. It was corny beyond belief and a reminder that there's no such thing as subtlety in WWE. The downright ugly. SmackDown rarely has any ugly segments, and tonight's show was no exception as it provided a good build-up to Elimination Chamber, but also set up next week's match between Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura, while also opening the door to a series between Los Lotharios and The New Day. The Blue brand continues to accomplish more in 2 hours than Raw does with 3, a situation that continues to puzzle fans and apparently WWE's creative team. News: Tony Khan talks Shane McMahon appearing in AEW. Topping today's news is an interview with AEW's Tony Khan about whether Shane McMahon is coming to All Elite Wrestling. Fans continue to discuss Shane's plans now that Shane may be finished with WWE. Recently, AEW President Tony Khan discussed the possibility of Shane joining AEW. Speaking with Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso, Tony revealed, "I'd certainly take the call. I'm sure he'd be an interesting person to talk about wrestling. I'm not sure exactly if he would be a fit. I've not heard from him and I don't expect to hear from him, but in this business, you never know." While there's been no confirmation that Shane O'Mac is still with WWE after his reported Royal Rumble antics led to Vince McMahon sending him home, rumors persist that he may be done with WWE, leading to considerable chatter that Shane might head to the WWE's arch-rival AEW. This is clearly one of those outrageous situations that can only happen in the wild world of wrestling. WWE spoils championship change on Smackdown. Fans wondering who will win next week's Intercontinental Championship defense by Shinsuke Nakamura against Sami Zayn need not tune in to the 18th February edition of Smackdown, as WWE has already provided spoilers on the pre-taped show. WWE.com posted the following. During a special Smackdown taping on February 11th, Sami Zayn defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to capture the Intercontinental Championship. WWE taped next week's episode in order to give its wrestlers plenty of time to make it to Saudi Arabia for the Elimination Chamber event. With spoilers so prevalent online, the WWE likely felt there was no point hiding the results and instead posted the outcome with the goal of bringing fans to WWE.com for its news. WWE.com added a teaser. Tune in to Smackdown next Friday at 8/7 Central on Fox to see how the Master Strategist emerged victorious in the hard-fought battle for the gold. Wrestling News' Angel Rodriguez is also reporting that some fans at the taping noted that it appeared that Nakamura got hurt during the match, but it's not confirmed if it was something serious or minor. Wrestlelamia will continue following Nakamura's condition. WWE adds Ronda Rousey to Elimination Chamber. The WWE is clearly utilizing the recently returned Ronda Rousey, as Rowdy Ronda is now booked to compete at Elimination Chamber. WWE.com tweeted the news that, breaking, at WWE Elimination Chamber, Ronda Rousey and Naomi will join forces against SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. This match makes perfect sense considering that Rousey will face Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 38, and Naomi is continuing to deal with Sonya Deville. What's particularly intriguing about this situation is it marks the first time a WWE event in Saudi Arabia has featured 3 women's matches. WWE signs Ring of Honor champion. Ring of Honor's hiatus has led to a whole host of wrestlers becoming free agents, and the WWE has wasted no time in scooping up ROH's inaugural women's champion, Rousey. Wrestling Inc.'s Mark Middleton has the scoop on the young star. The 20-year-old Rousey, real name Carla Gonzalez, began training in the ring at age 13. Then, at the age of 16, she moved on to the Reality of Wrestling school and promotion owned by WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, where she is a one-time ROW Diamonds Division champion. She made her pro debut in December 2018 and was trained by Booker, Gaga, Gino Medina, Johnny Angel, and George Benavides. Rousey seems to fit in with WWE's current policy of focusing on signing younger talent. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes before Rousey is working on NXT. AEW being pressured to hire Samoa Joe. Looks like plenty of people are lobbying AEW to hire recently released WWE superstar Samoa Joe once Joe's non-compete clause ends. Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp discussed the situation recently, revealing lots of people in AEW are vouching for Joe to join the promotion. Although the Samoan submission machine may be limited in how many matches he can wrestle, Joe suffered a number of injuries in WWE that kept him out of action, but he did return for a match with Karrion Kross, has plenty to offer, including calling matches and training wrestlers. Should AEW sign Samoa Joe, or do they have enough ex-WWE talent? Let us know in the comments below. Jimmy Uso honors a fan. Last but not least, the Bloodline's Jimmy Uso had a wonderful interaction with superfan and Warrior Award recipient Jarius Robertson during the 11th February Smackdown. Sportskeeda's Sumak Dada provided details on the exchange between Uso and Jarius. WWE Smackdown star Jimmy Uso was involved in a heartwarming exchange after this week's show went off the air. The Bloodline member interacted with Jarius Robertson, the Warrior Award recipient and WWE superfan. Jay gave Darius a Bloodline t-shirt, which definitely made his day. No truth to the rumor that Goldberg offered Darius a shirt only for the young man to throw it back at him. Well guys, there you have it, Wrestlemania's look at the 11th February edition of SmackDown, including the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.